Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch video that I have for you guys on this beautiful weekend that we are all alive and listening to this. I really want to thank each and every single one of you guys for all of the support. You guys are amazing. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the news. So once again, we've got our boy Super Metal Dave spitting out that French knowledge, them rumors from Nico Wave, a guy that sometimes gets it right when it comes to rumors and sometimes gets it wrong. So once again, take this all with a grain of salt, but make sure you check out my boy Super Metal Dave's video on the matter and what he has to say if you want the full details as far as where he got this information, more info on Nico Wave and who he is, and all of that, in addition to a link to that original video. So yes, Super Metal Dave has translated from Nico Wave saying that we should see Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Nintendo Switch. In addition to that, the Nintendo Switch, when docked, is going to be as powerful as a PlayStation 4. So let's just break down these two things before we even get into whether this is right or wrong, because once again, it is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. You don't necessarily have to believe one thing or another, but once again, this is a discussion channel, so I will discuss the news that is coming out and the information that's being given to us. So let's start off first with Red Dead Redemption 2. So what we do know that Take-Two will be supporting the Nintendo Switch with some type of games. Now, how many games and what games they're going to be bringing to the console is somewhat of a mystery outside of NBA 2K17, because we do know that game is coming because it was shown off at the preview trailer. Yes, basketball games necessarily aren't all of us are looking forward to, but it is an important game to have for the casual or more mainstream audience. NBA 2K is a staple in the gaming industry when it comes to basketball games and video game sales, so they need to make sure that they have that if they even want a chance to appeal to more of a mainstream audience. So that's really all we know at this point. Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, PS4, Xbox One. We don't have any confirmation of a PC version at this point. But once again, I have to bring up what the Nvidia CEO had to say on the matter as far as PC, PS4, Xbox One ports, games being able to come over to the Nintendo Switch easily. I think that's going to be the difference maker if we do end up getting these type of games. And is Rockstar, is Take-Two, are they really going to want to port this type of game to the Nintendo Switch? Now, while I don't think there's a huge chance that it is going to happen, I do think that there's just a sliver of it, and I think that would be good for Rockstar, it would be good for Take-Two, it'd be good for, of course, Nintendo, especially if this port is not something that takes a lot of time. It can only lead to more sales, and we all know the PS4 and Xbox One versions of this game are going to do gangbusters. It's going to make so much profit on the back end. It really doesn't matter if they decide to port it to the Switch or not. I don't think that the type of money that they're going to invest into it is really going to be like, oh my gosh, we have to make 100% profit on this, or we have to make so much more money, or there's going to be problems, because the PS4 and Xbox One version are going to make so much money. I really don't think it matters. However, I do feel that it does matter in order to build that type of fan base to potentially get to a PS4, Xbox One, or anywhere near that. I do think that it would be good for Rockstar to start supporting the Nintendo Switch, especially because of the type of marketing and the type of device that it's going to. If you're going to go in with some of your games, you might as well go a little bit further. So if you're going to go in with NBA 2K, don't just stop there. Also put out your games that are going to appeal a little bit more to the core gamers out there, whereas NBA 2K isn't going to be so much, but a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 could definitely appeal to more Nintendo fans than NBA. So don't just go halfway with it. If you're going to go in with the Nintendo Switch, I do think it needs a little bit more than just a basketball game. So I'm hoping that they do decide to port over Red Dead Redemption 2 to the Nintendo Switch. Now let's talk about what else that he says as far as the video from Super Metal Dave and Nico Wave. He talks about the Nintendo Switch being as strong as the PlayStation 4 when docked. Now, not the PS4 Pro, that's still, according to him, going to be stronger, but the PlayStation 4 while docked. And we started to hear some of these rumblings like it could be as powerful as the Xbox One while docked. And then, of course, we have Emily Rogers, and we also have Let's Play Video Games Laura Kate Dale saying, no, it's a little bit underneath the Xbox One, or it's struggling to hit Xbox One. And here's the reason why I think that we're hearing all this. I don't know if there's going to be one definitive way to say it or not. I do think that it's somewhere in between. And what I mean by that is that I do think that the Nintendo Switch is going to have a better CPU. The CPU is going to do things that the PS4 and Xbox One can't do. clock faster, whatever the case is. And then you combine that with the type of RAM that it has, whether it's high-speed fast RAM with that CPU, it's going to be able to execute certain functions better than the PS4 and Xbox One. But on the back end, as far as the GPU goes and how that's going to perform, maybe it doesn't have the raw computing power of a PS4 or Xbox One. So maybe that's the reason why we're hearing some of these, it's going to be as much, it's not going to be as much. Maybe it's somewhere in between. Maybe the CPU is far better or is a good amount better, and the GPU is definitely good, but maybe not quite up to there, but it rounds out with some really fast RAM, a really good CPU. So maybe that's the case here. Maybe that's why we're hearing all these different things. I really don't know what's with all the discrepancy between one person to another, but what I do know is that Nintendo is going to have a newer architecture. Nintendo is going to have probably a fast system since it's going to be a tablet device, and Nintendo is going to have a very efficient system. Those are the things that I do know based on all the information that we got so far. Custom Tegra X2 chip is going to have completely different APIs built just for this system. I do think that it's going to be very capable, especially for that small form factor that it is. So that's really what I have to say on that. I don't have any one way I'm leaning towards or not, but I do think that it is going to be a very capable system that's going to have games that look amazing, even compared to PS4 and Xbox One. Alright, and moving on to this news, and this gets me super excited. Atlus knows where it's at. Atlus knows how to service those hardcore Nintendo fans, those core Nintendo fans that want those amazing RPGs that we hoped, that we wished and prayed were on the Nintendo Wii U, but just did not come over from Atlus until Tokyo Mirage Sessions 3 years, 4 years into it. But hey, it's okay. Better late than never, because it looks like that's going to be a completely different thing on the Nintendo Switch. So Atlus says that the Nintendo Switch is, quotations, making for some interesting potential. Really cool stuff there. Atlus is part of the developing board for the Nintendo Switch as far as third-party developers. So let's go ahead and get right into what the company's CEO, Naruto Hirooka, had to say about the Nintendo Switch and what they're going to do with the system. Quotations: "Our anticipation as a publisher for the Nintendo Switch has been announced, and while we don't have any news on that front to share, the device is making for some interesting potential," he said. "As a third-party publisher for Nintendo's platform, we have seen that Nintendo 3DS owners are looking for mature role-playing game experiences, and RPGs fit right into this genre." Yo, this is what this man is saying. This man is saying we're going to get mature RPGs on the Nintendo Switch, because that's where the potential is coming from. Where is their potential for their games? From the 3DS, it was mature RPGs, and that's where they fit in. The Nintendo Switch is going to get a Shin Megami Tensei game. Mark it right here. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Shin Megami Tensei 6, whatever you want to call it. Let's get a double pack, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, and the first one remastered in HD for everyone to play, both a double pack on there. Yo, that would be super hype. Or even a brand new Shin Megami Tensei game. I think that would be great for the Nintendo Switch. Of course, the core gamers out there. But this game does help move systems, especially in Japan. And based on what I've seen from Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse on the Nintendo 3DS, yo, there is so much room for that franchise to grow on the portable market. But not only if they put it out on the Nintendo Switch do they have a portable market to address, but they also have a console market. So a Shin Megami Tensei game comes back to the consoles as far as a pure Shin Megami Tensei game. That would be so hype. I think the graphics will look so good in HD. Those are some of my favorite games, actually. I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, but I've seen the gameplay and it looks amazing. But I have played Shin Megami Tensei 4. I was super hyped for that game, and it did not disappoint. That game is amazing. There's a couple issues here and there, but overall, it is a fantastic 3DS RPG. I mean, there's so many of them, but it is really good. It is a mature game. It works really well, and I really hope that they do bring this over. But Atlus has so many other franchises that they can bring over. I really do think it's time to see a Persona game, a main Persona game on a Nintendo home console, and I think this is the place to do it. You had Persona Q do pretty well on the Nintendo 3DS for a spin-off. Why not bring over a main Persona game, get more sales, get more stuff on there? But what we do know, because Persona, as far as the main games go, seem to be on PlayStation, but what we do know for the main games so far with Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, those have been coming to Nintendo 3DS and even the DS, as far as the Devil Survivor and other Shin Megami Tensei games. So you can probably expect with this statement here, he's definitely alluding to a Shin Megami Tensei game coming to the Nintendo Switch. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. In addition to Red Dead Redemption 2 and the potential power of the system, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. Peace.